Barron Trump never expected his day to take such a surprising turn. What started as a simple stroll ended up becoming a viral moment of kindness that no one saw coming. A young girl, desperate to save her beloved dog, was struggling to raise enough money with her small lemonade stand. Just when all hope seemed lost, Barron stepped in to help. But the real shock came when Hollywood legend Clint Eastwood appeared out of nowhere. What happened next left everyone speechless. On a quiet afternoon in an upscale neighborhood, a young girl named Lily stood outside her small lemonade stand, her face filled with worry. She wasn't just selling lemonade for fun. She was on a mission to save her beloved golden retriever, Max. Max had fallen sick, and the expensive surgery was more than her family could afford. Despite her best efforts, customers were scarce, and the money jar remained nearly empty. As cars passed by, few people stopped to help. Some bought a cup, but most simply smiled and moved on. The summer sun blazed overhead, and Lily fought back tears, realizing that her goal seemed impossible. Just as she was about to pack up and accept defeat, a tall figure approached. A young man who looked familiar. It was Barron Trump. Dressed casually but standing out due to his height and presence, Barron had been passing through the neighborhood when he noticed the struggling girl. Something about her determination struck a chord with him. Without hesitation, he stepped forward and asked what was wrong. When Lily explained her story, Barron didn't just offer sympathy. He rolled up his sleeves and got to work. Instead of just buying a cup of lemonade and walking away, he helped attract customers, handed out cups, and even used his own money to match the donations. His presence alone started to draw attention as people passing by recognized him and became curious about the situation. Word spread fast. More and more people stopped by, buying lemonade just to catch a glimpse of Barron Trump helping this little girl. The stand that had barely made any money all day was suddenly surrounded by a crowd. But just when they thought the day couldn't get any more surreal, another legendary figure walked up. It was Clint Eastwood. As Barron Trump stood beside Lily, pouring lemonade and greeting customers, the energy around the small stand shifted. What had started as a quiet afternoon of struggle had now turned into an unexpected event, with more and more people stopping by. Some recognized Barron immediately, whispering among themselves, "Is that really him?" Others, unaware of who he was, were simply drawn in by the unusual sight of a well-dressed young man helping a little girl sell lemonade. Lily, who had once struggled to get even a few sales, now found herself overwhelmed. People weren't just buying lemonade anymore. They were donating money outright. Some handed her $20 bills, others even gave $50 or $100, simply moved by the sight of Barron helping her cause. A few customers started filming on their phones. Social media posts began spreading instantly. Barron Trump is helping a little girl sell lemonade for her dog's surgery. This is something you don't see every day. Say what you want about the Trumps, but Barron just helped a little girl get more donations in an hour than she's made in a week. The attention only made the lemonade stand even busier. Cars that had been driving by were now stopping, curious about the scene. Local news reporters arrived, eager to cover the unexpected yet heartwarming moment. But amidst all the excitement, something felt different. Lily noticed it first. A man in sunglasses and a cowboy hat stood at a distance, watching the scene unfold. His posture was strong, almost as if he had walked out of an old Western movie. His face, though partially hidden by the hat, looked familiar. Barron caught on as well. There was something unmistakable about this man's presence. He wasn't just another curious bystander. He was observing the moment with a certain depth, as if analyzing everything. Then, as if straight out of a movie scene, the man started walking toward them. The murmurs in the crowd grew louder. Someone gasped. And then it clicked. Clint Eastwood, the legendary actor and director, known for his tough, no-nonsense roles, was now standing in front of Lily's lemonade stand. People were stunned. What were the chances of this? Lily's eyes widened. Barron, too, looked momentarily surprised, though he quickly composed himself. Why was Clint Eastwood here? The crowd fell silent, waiting to see what would happen next. Then, in his signature slow and measured voice, Eastwood spoke. "So, I hear you're raising money for a good cause." Lily, barely able to contain her excitement, nodded quickly. "Yes, sir. "It's for my dog Max. He needs surgery, and I'm trying to raise enough to help him." Eastwood glanced at Barron. Then, with the same calm intensity he was famous for, he reached into his pocket and pulled out his wallet. The crowd held its breath. And then he handed her a stack of cash. But that wasn't the real shock. What he said next is what left everyone speechless. The moment was surreal. Clint Eastwood, the Hollywood legend, stood in front of Lily's lemonade stand, holding out a stack of cash. The crowd was completely silent, waiting to see what he would do next. Lily hesitated for a second before taking the money with shaking hands. Her voice barely above a whisper, she managed to say, "Thank you, sir." Eastwood gave her a small nod, then turned to Barron. There was something in his gaze, like he was sizing him up, recognizing something in him. Then, in his signature slow, gravelly voice, he said something no one expected. "You know, kid, I respect what you're doing. A lot of people in your position wouldn't care, but you stepped up. That's real character." The words carried weight. It wasn't just a compliment, it was a message, a statement. The crowd murmured. Was Clint Eastwood impressed by Barron Trump? Before anyone could process what had just happened, Eastwood pulled something else from his pocket. A small, old-looking coin. He turned it between his fingers, examining it for a moment before handing it to Barron. "This coin's been with me for a long time," Eastwood said. "I don't give things away easily, but I think you should have this." Barron, usually composed, looked momentarily taken aback. A gift from Clint Eastwood? Why? The crowd gasped. Someone in the back whispered, "That's not just any coin. That's a collector's piece." It didn't take long before people started speculating. Was it rare? Did it hold some secret meaning? Lily, still overwhelmed, looked up at Eastwood and asked, "Mr. Eastwood, why did you stop here?" Eastwood smirked slightly and adjusted his cowboy hat. "Kid, sometimes life puts you in the right place at the right time. Just make sure you don't waste those moments." And with that, he turned and walked away, disappearing into the crowd as quickly as he had arrived. The silence that followed was deafening. No one could believe what had just happened. Barron looked at the coin in his hand. What was the real story behind it? Why had Clint Eastwood chosen to give it to him? One thing was certain, this day had turned into something far bigger than anyone had expected. As soon as videos of the moment hit the internet, social media erupted. Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube were flooded with clips of Clint Eastwood handing Barron Trump the mysterious coin. Some called it a legendary moment, while others speculated on the meaning behind the coin itself. One viral tweet read, "Wait, did Clint Eastwood just acknowledge Barron Trump like he's the next big thing? This is insane." News outlets jumped on the story. Was the coin a rare collector's item? Had Eastwood given it as a symbol of respect, power, or a secret message? Conspiracy theories spread like wildfire. Was this a secret sign that Barron was about to enter politics? Did Clint just endorse Barron as the next great leader in Hollywood fashion? Or was it just a simple gesture blown way out of proportion? Meanwhile, Barron himself stayed silent. No tweets, no public comments, just one cryptic Instagram story of the coin resting on his palm, captioned, "Some things are better left unsaid." This only fueled the fire. What did he mean? Was there more to the story? One thing was clear. This wasn't just a random encounter. This was a moment that would be talked about for years. What started as a simple, heartfelt gesture turned into something much bigger. Barron Trump's decision to help a young girl sell lemonade for her dog's surgery was an act of kindness that no one expected. But when Clint Eastwood entered the picture, the story transformed into something legendary. In a world where billionaires and celebrities often seem distant, Barron showed that he wasn't just the son of a former president. He was a young man with a heart. He didn't do it for cameras, for PR, or for attention. He did it because he saw someone in need and stepped up. That alone was enough to win people's hearts. But what did the coin mean? Some say it was Eastwood's way of acknowledging Barron as a future leader, a moment of respect from one legend to a rising figure. Others believe it was just a simple, kind gesture that the internet blew out of proportion. But no matter the true meaning, one thing was clear. This wasn't just a normal day. The impact was undeniable. The lemonade stand sold out in minutes. The internet exploded with theories and discussions. Donations poured in for the girl's dog surgery, surpassing all expectations. And Barron Trump? He walked away without a single comment, letting the world speculate. The moment left people wondering, did Eastwood see something in Barron that others hadn't yet? Is this a sign of something bigger to come? Or was it just a rare, once-in-a-lifetime moment between two powerful figures? One thing is for sure, what started as a small act of kindness turned into a story that no one would forget. And whether Barron meant to or not, he once again proved that he's full of surprises.